Hi there, everybody. My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, channel, and intuitive life coach. And I'm going to be talking about what changes happen when you start to connect to your guides and your angels. What changes actually start to happen in our lives. And I'm going to be bringing a guest on here shortly named Chico, who's enrolled in one of our courses right now, Mediumship 102, intermediate level. And, when you start moving outside of who you think you are, you start to expand your conscious awareness to realize there's these other dimensions, these angelic beings, divine masters that are around us at all times, wanting to connect to us, wanting to guide us, wanting to offer us their wisdom, their experience, their knowledge, so that we can begin to articulate a very different lives for ourselves than the one we've been conditioned to be structured in. The world that we live in today has basically made us all into what we think we are, and yet we are not what we think we are what we think. And when we get to the place where we start to step outside of what we think, we start to realize there's realms of possibilities and opportunities and creative processes that we were not aware of when we were in an unconscious state of just being who we were told we were supposed to be. And I'll be bringing on a good friend of mine, Chico, who's going to come on live with me as well, and we're going to talk a bit about the process that he's gone through and I've gone through in this transformation. Right now I feel a lot of the presence of many guides, many angels around me right now, and the love and the joy that they feel for us as a species and as individuals is profound. And I was not a big angels and guides guy up until a couple years ago, when I actually began to feel and hear communication directly from them, and I couldn't ignore it anymore. I couldn't ignore that there was this pressure from one side of my body that was actually nothing physical, but it was an actual pressure. And I began to interpret the information that my body was giving me very differently, as opposed to, oh, that's a tight muscle. I began to understand, no, it's somebody actually trying to communicate with me. And then I started connecting with Archangel Michael and Master Jesus and Raphael and Buddha and many other beings. My father, who's been on the other side for a few years, has come to me. As you start to drop your identification with who you've been taught to think you are, you suddenly move into a place where you start to know things, you start to understand things outside of your personal framework for understanding. For me, the transition from going from being just a 3D person, by 3D person I mean being who I've been conditioned to think I was supposed to be, going from that to this place where I can talk to these beings around me and receive guidance, information. I mean, the change that I've undergone in terms of my health, the things I do, the things I think, the people I connect to, the purposes and reason for my getting up in the morning and doing things has changed tremendously. It makes a huge difference when you have somebody beside you who says, hey, if you turn right instead of left, you're going to experience something amazing. Or they might say something like, try drinking more water, you'll feel your energy change. Or start eating foods that are alive and less foods that are cooked and dead. And as you start to honor that, you start to feel a change in your physical energy, you start to feel a change in the energy around your body, and you start to feel a different level of connectivity to the people that are all around us. You develop a different sense of awareness, because we, like my guides and angels, your guides and angels, because you have them whether you know you do or not, they're around you right now, they're working with you, trying to get through to you. If you're like I was, really thick-headed, really caught inside who you think you are, it's really hard for them to get through to you from that perspective, but they're always with us at all times. And everyone without exception can learn to connect to them. There's no exception. Everyone can learn to connect to them. So as you start learning to hear and feel and understand information differently than what you're normally used to, you start to receive information. You'd be amazed at the kind of information you receive. Information about humanity's future. Information about humanity's past. Hi, Heidi. Hi, Shauna. I'm really grateful you girls are here today. I'm really grateful for everybody showing up. I'm just waiting for Chico to arrive so that we can talk a bit about what this process for transformation. The other thing that's been happening is a lot of men have been coming to our program in larger numbers as we've been going forward. And they told me, I said, why are we getting so many more men? They said, because men are, believe it or not, desperately trying to get out of the control modality that they've been living in for thousands of years. It's exhausting for the male mind to be in a state of control all the time. And they're now finding they're learning to surrender and allow their feelings and emotions to become effective guides. But they said there's a qualifier to that. There's a qualifier that the feelings and emotions that men are starting to allow themselves to be guided are coming from a higher state of being, not from a lower state of being. Men are starting to move up to a state of love and grace. They say that most men are desperate to experience what it is to be love rather than to try and get love. They say too often the male consciousness has been trying to get what it wants rather than allowing itself to be what it is. And I found that very, very fascinating. Hi, Shania. I found that very fascinating when they told me that this is a time where men are now seeking places where they can start to connect to a more feminine aspect of themselves. And what better way to do that than to surrender your control over circumstances and situations and allow yourself to receive guidance from higher frequency beings. And so things like diet, changing what we eat, changing what we think, changing how we maintain our energy connection to this earth, which is another thing that's very important to make certain we have a healthy connection of energy to the earth. I mean, the benefits to my physical body, since I started listening to my guides and angels, the benefits to my physical body have been astounding. I mean, I'm healthier, stronger, more vital, more vibrant. When you just by changing how much water you drink, like I drink, up to 5-6 liters of water a day, because I'm engaged effectively in actions and practices that utilize more electrical energy, so my body needs more conductivity, and that's what water does. It conducts electricity better through the body when you have enough of it. When you think and you mentate and you take action, your body burns energy, and that energy is electrical. All the energy we use is electrical. Even the food we eat gets converted into electrical energy. So if you think of the process of our beingness as being electrical in nature, it changes the way in which what you do things, like drinking water. Why I drink water, I get more of that. Hi, Lorraine. Just waiting for Chico to arrive, and I'm just kind of letting things flow through that they want to kind of put out to everybody. So there are huge changes happening on the planetary scale right now, and as more people open up to their guides, their angels, their ascended beings that are available to all of us, multidimensional beings from other planets, beings from other points of time and space, and you start to let go of that, you realize, we're really just a very small part in this physical body of a very vast network of unbroken consciousness that spans eternity. And they tell me the word eternity is a language information given to a concept that must be and can be experienced by everyone, but it can't be experienced from the perspective of being analytical. And they say this about a lot of stuff. To really get to a place of total clarity, they're saying that you have to get to a place where you're non-analytical and more experiential in the learning. Here's Chico. I'm going to bring him on right now. There we go. Hi, Lorraine. Wonderful. It's been an amazing time these last couple of years, and my whole right now is about getting people in touch with their guides and angels. Hi, Chico. How are you?
Hi, William. Hi, I'm here. I made it.
Wonderful. And you can hear my voice okay?
I hear you totally okay. I was trying to fix the light here a little bit, but I can't go any better than this. Is this acceptable?
Well, yes, because I think it's more about what people feel and hear at this point. Again, there's always a
Okay,
higher order to things. I've learned not to
true,
judge things that way, but
true.
I'm really grateful you made it. I know you've been running crazy all over the world from Amsterdam to there. You've been doing a lot of world traveling, and I really, really appreciate you being able to make this time today to share
Thank
your
you.
experiences of what your transformation has been in the last few months since we've known each other. Because you joined us with the Mediumship 101 course back in late August, early July. Is that correct?
Yes, no, yeah, no, I went to the 101, I think late June, yeah, beginning July. Um, yeah, that was awesome. We connected once before in January.
I
Um,
remember that.
Yes, and then I had the feeling it was just about card reading, and yeah, I've been laying the cards for a long time, and I thought, yeah, no, that wasn't it. I don't know what happened, but then you came on my path again, and it resonated so heavily. I had to participate, and big things happened. Big things happened, William. I've been going through one of the biggest transformations in my life, which was really intense. And I've learned so much with my connection with Master Jesus and with the other angels. And that totally shifted my whole situation. It totally shifted because I was very much in a situation like, there was anger in me, there was anger in me. And I started to, when I started letting go of my old self, and I started to embrace my new self. And then I started to look at things like, how would love react to this? How would love think about this? And
Wow.
that shifted everything. That totally shifted everything. It shifted it to a level that there's peace. I found
Yeah.
peace. I found peace, and I'm feeling my connection with the angels. And I
Yeah.
can't wait. I can't wait to go next level. I can't wait to go next
I,
level. It's
I,
awesome.
I gotta say, Master Jesus has come in and he's telling me right now that he loves working with you. Like he just
Mm.
loves working with you. Um, I, and he just wanted me to say that to you. But I know that when you first started, when you first approached me to join the 101 course,
Yes.
where were you then in terms of your own personal space, and what has been your transition? Like, what was your transition through the two courses to where you are now? Like, what? I mean, that's a big statement to say. I was started in a place of anger, and now I'm understanding how does love want to function. I mean, how did you do that?
How did I do that? Well, um, I am the type of person, when I do something, I do it. So I fully committed myself. I fully committed myself, and I still do that because, yeah, I don't know. That's me, and that I think that totally made the shift. That totally made the shift, and it's like a big calling. It's like me living in the Philippines and not knowing why I had to make that move, but now I know. Now I know because here I feel, for one reason or another, here I feel a very strong connection with Source. And I was just in Europe again, and it's all beautiful and it's all nice. But I came back here, and it was like a veil was lifted again. I just felt like a whole wave of peace coming over me. I live in nature, and yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
in the 101 course, we introduced you to card reading, grounding, which is what you're describing right now, grounding,
yes,
sensing energies.
yes.
How did those three affect you? What changes did those three elements of the 101 course make for you?
The grounding, I start to practice directly. I go to the beach every day, and I start to lie in the sand, which was awesome because I connected with Mother Gaia, and she really started to communicate with me, which was like, that was like an experience like, wow, next level.
Wow.
Um,
So you became more conscious of that connection as a result of the process we gave you to do?
yes, yes, I became more conscious of a lot of things. I mean, I'm on this spiritual journey, I think, for about 20 years, but through this course, I really felt the energies, and I've never experienced that. And that took it
Wow.
next level, basically. That took it next level because before there's a lot of faith involved, but now there's like confirmation. It's like communication, and
Yeah.
that's going above faith. That's becoming
So
like a knowing.
so the ideas and information that we provide you with gave you the knowledge that let you develop personal experience so that you came to that place of knowing that you're in right now.
Totally, 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 totally. And like I say, I'm on this path for the last 20 years, but what I what I went through in the last few months, I never experienced that, and that all came through this course. And
Wow.
please also, yeah,
Can I ask you a question? As a man, because
yeah.
because I've talked a bit about myself, but yourself
Yeah.
as a man, what would you say the transition for you as a man has been prior to the course to where you are now? Like, because you've taken the 101, the 102, and you're going to be taking the upcoming 103, but what has been the transition for you as a man from there to where you are right now?
I think it made me, um, having a higher level of understanding that it's, you can be right, but it doesn't mean that's serving you all the time. It doesn't mean that. And it teaches me a lot to forgive and understanding. But I want to tell again, like the whole thing, like what Master Jesus taught us, like, um, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I take that black. I love you. Wow, wow, all these little tools that I learned here. They
Well,
just seem like
yeah,
words, but they're not words.
I got to say, the love that is coming through me from Master Jesus to you is just profound right now. Like I'm just feeling this incredible waves and waves of love for you.
Wow.
Um, and he's just saying that love is the path of joy and peace. He's saying this very, love is our path. And he's referring to all of us as human beings. The true path is love, and joy is the way to peace. Anyway, it's an amazing feeling.
Yes,
Uh,
to me, this, it feels like I've been put on a journey and I'm just starting.
yeah.
That's how it feels. That's how it feels. And I feel like I'm getting prepared to share with others and to help others and to share my knowledge, what I accomplished in my life so far and the experiences through the ups and the downs I had. And yeah, that's how it feels. And I'm in a total surrender mode, because if I start thinking about it in a realistic way, you think, oh, what's going to happen? I'm just letting go of all that. I'm just letting go of that. You know, there's only
But
bliss coming towards me. That's
yeah.
basically it.
Would you have let it go? Would you have let it go so easily before you took the courses?
No, no, because my big life issues, basically, it was happening. I was struggling with that for years, being unhappy. And what I've learned here is giving me a sense of peace.
Wow.
And because I have this sense of peace, it's radiating around me. You know, everything, my whole reality is shifting. Things around me are starting to get more peaceful as well, because I am
Oh,
radiating peace. That's
yes.
basically what's happening, and it's so powerful. It's so powerful,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah. Like,
powerful. I mean,
I
I
mean,
can recommend everybody to kickstart your journey and get into this. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
It is mind blowing. I know for me, every time we go through it, I go to a higher plane of consciousness each and every time, and it's profound. And the world needs this. I mean, I think humanity
Yes,
needs this as a whole. It's not something that's just secular.
yes.
You know, somebody said to me the other day, they said, this course could also, doesn't necessarily have to be about angels and guides and ascended beings, though they're the fundamental beings that work with you. It's also about being able to alter and change your internal makeup to alter your conditions to a state of love and grace as opposed to a state of separation. And I
Yes,
went,
yes.
absolutely, absolutely. And I know
That's
with the,
beautifully said, because that's
yeah,
where I come from. I was in that state of separation. I was in
yeah,
a state of like you, me, and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
that totally shift. And to me, it really feels like I'm part of that movement. I'm part of that movement that's helping the shift, basically the shift.
yes,
It really feels
yes,
like it's a higher calling, and it
yeah.
feels like it's been knocking on my door for a long time, but I wasn't opening the door, and now I opened the door, and now
Wow.
things are starting to move. Yes,
And the people in the group, I mean, we do we do the live practices and the live
yes.
that whole technology thing, the whole interactive process. How was that for you? I mean, because you're down in the Philippines and your time zones significantly about 16 hours different from us. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, I'm 12 hours ahead. I'm in the middle of the jungle, and I'm here on my iPhone connecting with the world. So it's working. And 2 days ago, I was in Amsterdam, and it was working. And I mean, there are no limits anymore. There are no
Yeah,
limits. I mean, it's
yeah, yeah,
awesome. The films get on the wall. We can access them anytime we want. We are connected with all kinds of people all around the world. So everybody's in different time zones, basically.
yeah.
So yeah, no problems whatsoever. Technology is working.
Yeah. Well, we also trained in that too. We spent the first 2 days doing practice sessions, teaching people how to use the technology, how to come live, how to bring people on.
Yeah,
It's really important because if they don't have the skills, I mean, we found that that was the biggest challenge for people, believe it or not, in the course, was the technology scared them. The idea of being live in front of other people. But the reason we created it as a private group is specifically people can feel safe. They get the opportunity to actually learn how to go live and how to create events and how to network with people outside their own paradigm. So they break the walls down of separation. That really does that very effectively for me, anyway.
it, it does. And what it also did for me is like we're like in a positive way, in like a private community, and it also feels like I'm not alone, because there's a lot of people around me also on this journey. I have the feeling it gave me a lot of new friends where I can level with, and we understand each other, what we're talking about, and I don't have to explain myself. We just know what we're talking about, which it's encouraging us all the time. You don't get in talks like yeah but. It's always yes and yes and yes and let's get more high,
Yes,
let's get
and
more high.
I love
Yes
that.
and yeah.
Yes. I
So
love
yeah.
that. I love that. Yes, and as you know, we're really big on yes and
Yeah, yes
because
and
it just lets us work together better.
yeah.
How do you think this works? Like you know that we talked to a couple weeks ago. We went from the 102 from the 101, and you went into the 102 where we start breaking down some of the old patterns and get you to examine and release energetically the old patterns that were holding you back. And
Yes.
what sort of shift did you make from from the first to the second? What was the change in the second? How did it alter things for you?
You mean that part when saying goodbye to your old self?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was profound. That was profound. I remember the first time that I had like an immense headache after that session, and it
Yeah,
went
I
on for
remember
24.
that.
It went on for 24 hours, even to the point that I was thinking like, I hope this is going to stop one day because I can't deal with this.
Yeah,
And it was releasing. It was releasing because afterwards I had a beautiful session with Norma, and I really broke there. It was good. Emotions came out, and I released a lot of stuff, which was good.
yeah.
And I still do that practice every day. I still do the 20 minutes getting in the moment, 20 minutes releasing, 20 minutes creating my new life. I do that consistently. So
Yeah,
that process is, yeah,
the
I'm still
meditations
doing it.
really help, eh? Meditations
They
were really helpful.
they are everything. I mean, they are everything. They to me they keep everything together. They keep me in line. They keep me connected. Because if you let go of them, you just can fall back into your normal life if you want to. But no.
Yeah. JC's asked me to come back to the point you just made about when you released your old self. It's important you understand in the releasing of the old self, your body will go through physiological changes, which it naturally does because you're releasing electrical energy that has been constricting your body. And your body, when it releases that old electrical charge, literally releases things. Literally, your headaches were merely the process that your body did that releasing through. Others had other processes of pains in their back or fatigue as they continued through the process, and it released as they released the old self. Uh, okay, he's
Wow.
saying there are definite physical changes always in the body. When you change anything up in here, everything below changes. As above, so below. Very important to understand this principle. When I first articulated it, it was to clearly help you
Wow.
delineate between who you are, who you think you are, and this physical body and how it gets utilized by the information that you choose to put through it. So I'm really, you wanted to make sure that people understood that point, that when you release anything from your old self, your old paradigm of being, your physical
Yeah.
body will go through changes that might be a little uncomfortable, but they will pass.
And this is so nice that you say this, because I remember a couple of months before this course even, I had a moment for 24 hours. I was really sick. I was getting fevers and everything. And then I contact a friend of mine who's a channeler, and she says, "You are getting prepared for receiving more love. The angels are working on you." So, and and then this course came and everything. It all falls together. It all falls together.
Wow.
But that's I also went through a detox. That was like a day of feeling really sick and having fever. So that totally connects with what JC is saying now as well. That it has an effect on your body.
How has your communication with your guides and angels changed? How's that, has it become better? How's it evolved for you?
It becomes better all the time. It becomes better all the time. I also notice it's the thing you have to keep on practicing. You have to keep on practicing. In the beginning, maybe you can have moments that you think, "Hey, I'm not feeling this connection," but it all got to do, in my case, with really relaxing. When I really relax and I go into breathing, I breathe, the connection comes. That's how it works for me. And yeah, I
Can
just
you
keep practicing.
are you able to readily access messages now from your team, from JC, from others?
Yes, yes. I have I hear words and stuff. Yeah, I just express them. And in the channelings we do with the group, You know, we have like a private group as well where we do some channelings. And then people say, wow, thank you. But to me, sometimes the things mean nothing what I'm saying. They just things that pop in
Yes.
your head and you just pop them out. And
Yes.
you got sometimes you got a little voice in your head saying, oh, is this you? But then when I see the reactions of other people saying to me like, wow, thank you, you know, that totally resonates.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
the connection.
Can you tune in? Is there anybody of your team that would like to share a message with all of us?
Okay, let me check. I feel Master Jesus. You are all so loved. You are such a beautiful crew of people. He wants me to say crew. You're all on this big journey to the light, helping everybody. That's what you're here for. You're here to help everybody and spread the love. Just keep going. Don't stop. Don't stop. I'm with you guys all day. I'm just spreading my love. You're awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm feeling now.
Thank you so much.
Smile, smile, smile. That's what I'm feeling.
It's amazing because I know a lot of people go through the uncertainty whether they can channel, and there's a process that everybody goes through. I went through it, and everybody I've observed that we've worked with has gone through the process too, where you go from this place of having difficulty separating your thoughts from the thoughts and information being given to you by your divine team, your whether it's ascended beings or Master Jesus or Master Buddha or Zarathustra or Madame Blavatsky or whoever it is you choose to tune into. That there's a process everybody goes through, learning to let go of their need to be in control to receive information that's unobstructed. Did you find that process happen for you too?
Yes, what I notice is it's trust. It's
Yeah,
it's trust. It's trust, and it's the surrendering to it, and then it's like a kind of energy just comes out.
yeah.
That's how I experience it. You can be doubtful about everything, but it doesn't work that way. It's like just trust, 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 and
Yeah. I
put your
want to say
mind off.
I want to say
Yeah.
too, I'm really grateful that you've been starting these other groups and things. It's so important that we expand this knowledge and information out as quickly as because there's over 1 billion people. They tell me there's 1 billion people on the planet awakening to their divine nature, but not having the information or the processes in place to integrate it properly into their physiology. And they're saying it's really important that as many people be taught and trained to connect to source, to connect to their higher self, to connect to the divine beings, and then show other people the way to do that, so that we can be walking hand in hand with I'll say super beings that can guide us and lead us effectively along our path while we share that journey with them and develop our own process for being whole and complete. Because I'll tell you something, when in letting myself be guided, I don't feel like I'm losing anything. I feel like I'm becoming more of who I am, not less of who I am.
Yes. Yes.
And that makes such a huge difference for me anyway. Um,
Yes. I had the other day. I had this profound insight that like I had I have to start sharing my journey um, about high vibrational foods, basically, because there's a lot of people talking about health, good
yes,
foods and health. There's enough people doing that, but it feels like I have to talk about what these high vibrational foods are doing with your vibration, basically.
yes,
That they're healthy. That's everybody knows it's healthy, but it's much more than just health. Much more.
yeah.
It
Now,
connects you.
are you doing have you got a YouTube channel set up for that? Have you got like how are you going to be getting that out to people? Because I know such an important thing to do to share the knowledge of high vibrational foods, and I'm really
Yes, well,
excited to hear that you were doing that.
yes. Well, I think I just have to start a YouTube channel about that.
Right?
And but I'm still thinking like how I'm going to do that. And then I was thinking like, no, I'm just going to sit down and talk. I'm just going to sit down and talk. It doesn't have to be any fanciness, you know. It's just going to be real. Just keep it real. Just share. Because basically, what it done with me, it totally shifted my life.
Yeah,
Totally shift my life, changing that lifestyle, basically. Because I
yeah.
think
Food is important.
I, I heard where you come from, and I think we got a lot in common. We got a lot in common. And
In
yeah,
the in the 103, which is coming up, the 103 is for people that have taken the 101 and 102 course, or people that are already practicing mediums that are looking to take it to a new level. In the 103, we will be addressing the whole business component. What do I do? How do I get my message out there? That's going to be covered in the 103. I think I've read that to everybody last week, and you can get information about it on my
of
website.
course. I'm just
But it's
laughing
but
because
it,
it all connects again with me.
yeah, yeah. It was funny because when you came out and said that about the food, and I'm going, oh, this is
Yeah.
so perfect. It's such an alignment. I know that Lorraine too. Lorraine is another individual in the course. Is also doing group work that way too. So it's all just fits together, and the modalities. It's
Yes.
like all the parts will be there for us. Um,
Wow.
what has stood out most for you from the 102 course? Like, what has been the big, like the thing that you go, like, thank God this is here. Thank goodness this is part of this program.
Um, there are a few things. Basically, the letting go of the old self. I think that's a very big one, a very big one. And the manifesting your new reality. I mean, I always used to think about and manifest things, but the way that it's been teach there, like really feel it, take it back into your body, these vibrations. That's a different way of doing it. It's much more intense.
Yeah.
It's much more intense. And I was manifesting peace of mind, and it happened. It happened because I was involved in so many emotional conflicts, and there's total peace now. There's peace even on a level that people can share love with each other again. Real
Yeah.
peace, not
Yeah.
tolerance. Real peace, honest peace. So that happened. So tomorrow I'm starting my next manifestation because I thought like, okay, I
Wonderful.
achieved this now. I'm gonna do my next one now.
Congratulations. Could
Thank
you
you.
think? Do you think somebody who's just got a basic curiosity about wanting to be happier, or just a curiosity about what is channeling? Do you think the average person, or person who thinks that they're average, or just curious, do you think they could benefit from this program?
Yes, I think everybody can benefit from the program if you're willing to go for it. Yes, definitely, definitely. I mean, I've touched some people around me already with this, and they say I can't wait to get into this course. They're waiting for it. They're waiting for the 102. They're waiting
Oh.
for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, the course is actually the next courses start October the 5th, where we'll be launching the 101 course, and that will be it's a 3 course. The 101 course, the 102 course, the 103 course all start October 5th, October 26th, and November 26th. I think all the information is on my website,
Yes.
williammichaelforbescoaching.com. But all these courses are 3 weeks long, and they're open 24/7. The information, the resources, the practice sessions, because everybody's practicing. Just so for those of you that may be interested, everybody will practice card reading. They practice channeling together. You switched up. You learn how to articulate your skills by live practicing in the group environment, where people give you a space to learn to let go and be that which you truly are. And it really, for me, the live practices are really, really important, that you get to interact with other people from all over the world. People from
I,
Europe interacting with people from Australia and the United States or Canada. It's
yes.
it's just it's just mind-boggling, and just uplifting, because you start to go, wow, this is available to us now. This technology is freeing us all up to do this. But you get a chance to develop your skills on hand anytime, night or day. It doesn't matter what time zone you're in. There's always somebody in your time zone that you can connect to. So
Yes.
you'll
I
never
mean,
be.
I'm
And
connecting with people every day. Every day I'm connecting with people. Every day
we
there's
in
something going on. Yeah.
Yes, always, isn't it? That's really cool. And
Always.
you get announcements, you receive notifications from the group. So if you're
Yeah.
doing something, my phone shows me when you're live, or when Chris is live, or Lorraine, or Carol, or anybody that goes live in the group. I get notifications. So you will be notified. And if you choose to create events, and because you can create your own events within the
Hmm.
group. So if you want to practice with somebody, you can say, I'm practicing at this time, I'm doing card reading this time. And you can put that event up, and people will get notified of those events, and they have the option of joining. And like I said, when
Yes.
you got that kind of, when you got the opportunity to work, literally ask somebody, work with me, and they're there. There's always going to be somebody here for you, always. And I think that's one of the most important things they've always stressed to me. They've always stressed it's important it be together, that
Yeah.
nobody be separate anymore. They're saying we are a unified species. We are meant to be together, not fragmented. And our goal is to end that fragmentation here and now. And that's very exciting. That's very exciting.
I'm blown away by this, William. It's beautiful, and like I said, I can't wait for the 103 and the 104 and the 105 and the 106. Let's rock and
Well,
roll.
they haven't said anything to us about a 104, but they've certainly said that these three will run right through till the beginning of they'll end. I think December the 3rd they end, and they don't restart again until February. I think it's February the 1st of 2019. But they haven't said anything about a 104 yet. Again, I take guidance from them, as you know. The
Yeah.
103 The 103 came through like 2 weeks ago. They just gave us a download for it and told us this is what the information was. But they told us that there would be a 103. We just didn't have the information until like a week and a half ago. And you
Yeah, that's
start to
what I'm at.
realize that, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So,
that's also the plan that I put out there now. I ask for guidance if I have to do a YouTube channel. Just so I surrender. Just tell me what to do. That's what I'm
yeah,
doing
yeah.
now. So I'm gonna go on that flow.
Well, if there's a 104, a 105, and a 106, we'll be doing it for sure. But
Yeah.
again, I got to say, if you could say anything to the people that are watching right now, any message for them that might move them in a direction towards love, towards joy, towards peace, what would it be?
If if you want to expand your consciousness, this is what you want to do. If you're dealing with emotional issues, this is what you want to do. If you want to get more happy in who you are, this is what you want to do. Um, Whatever you want to do, this is what you want to do. That's what I want to say. That's what I want to say. If you want to grow, this is the thing. This is the thing. This is your journey.
And I'm getting that's a beautiful message. I love it, and it's so true. And I'm getting, in addition to that, it's important to know that you are not alone. You are never alone, and there are always beings with you, around you, that you can connect to. Learn to open your mind
Always.
and your heart. Feel our love. Feel the joy that is around and available to you. You merely have to open your inner ears and your inner eyes to hear and see that which we make available to all beings on all levels at all times. And we invite you to be free of that which you are not.
Wow.
Wow,
And
I love
the
that.
whole thing is, I also had like situations like I asked the angels for help, and I had the help in
Yeah,
the moment. I had the help. Things just shifted. Things shifted very, and yeah,
yeah.
beautiful,
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool how
beautiful.
you can do that. Like when we do the yes nos in the course, when you learn how to ask for yes and no answers.
Yes.
For me, that was a really big freedom thing for me, because it really got me past my head when I could feel my heart react to the truth of yes and no.
Yes. Yes, for me
Um,
too.
yeah, and so I
That
could
was
learn
a
to,
big eye opener.
yeah. Is this really an angelic being I'm speaking to? And I could feel my body would react, yes, or no. It makes a difference when you have realized we all have this internal guidance system that lets us know what is true and what is false at all times, and we just have to learn how to tune into it. And I think we do that really well in this program. I think it works really well. That's the way we've been given to do it.
Yeah, it's like I still feel Jesus all around me now, and it's
Yeah,
like hot. I'm so hot. I'm really hot, and
yeah.
yeah,
Isn't
I
that
can
funny
feel
how
it.
they do that? Because they all have different ways of doing that. I know Metatron pushes a lot of energy from my back and pushes me forward. It's like, and they
Yeah.
all have their different ways. Jesus, I know the heat. I get the heat too. Like I'm still sweating from his energy, and I've
Yeah, I'm
got
sweating.
his.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And you're probably a lot hotter where you are too. You're probably,
Well,
you know,
it is, but I wasn't that hot before we started this session, and now I'm sweating.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Isn't that
Because
amazing?
because I'm pretty comfortable with the heatness here, but now I'm sweating.
Yeah, well,
So
they're
yeah, it's
working through you
beautiful.
big time, Chico. Like I could really feel that transition that you've gone through, like watching and feeling the being and the gentleness that's unfolded from you, the heart that has evolved. And they say it's amazing what you've done and who you're becoming. You've like literally shed off so many layers of skin into becoming what you
Wow,
are. It's amazing.
wow.
It's really amazing.
Well, thank you, William, because you're a big part of that. Thank you for that.
Oh,
Thank
you're
you.
welcome. Like I said, you did all the heavy lifting. I got to watch you do all the heavy lifting.
Well, you encouraged me to do the lifting. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyway, I got to say, I am so grateful that you had the time in your schedule to come and spend this time with us, and I'm really looking forward to seeing and working with you in the 103, and seeing where that takes us all. Because that's a whole other level. We've never done this before. It's the first time we've actually done this one. So I'm looking forward to seeing you there again. Uh, Thank you so much, Chico, for taking the time to do this. I really, really appreciate it. Oh, hang
Thank
on.
you.
Why don't we take some questions?
Yeah.
Let's take some questions.
All
Jesus, he
right.
just pushed me on the head like he said, "Take some questions, silly." Okay,
Okay.
so
Take some questions.
if anybody got questions for Chico or I about our transformation, the change, about talking to our guides or angels, or if you want a message from our guides or angels, please ask a question. I'll be more than happy to tap into our teams and share whatever you need. But if you also have questions about the classes and courses, please let us know right now. We'll check those out. Uh, oh, okay, we'll do. Adriana, send Jesus to us with love energy. Okay, he's there now. He's saying, you can feel me about 3 feet behind you, about 6 feet above you. You will feel like a light feeling. He's saying it's not a light that you see as bright, but a feeling of light. That is who I am there now with you. He's saying you can feel that if you allow it. Just have to allow it. I'm just going to scroll up and see if I've missed any questions. I don't think so. Again, this has been amazing. Like I said, I've watched so many of us go through these transformations together, and I mean, the idea when they told me a few weeks ago that we are to create this network of 1 billion people moving into a state of love and grace that would bring humanity to a state of not only unity but would alter the electromagnetic imbalances that are currently unfolding on the planet today because of human fear being at the levels that it's at right now on the planet, that we have to correct that, or we get what they call a planetary shift. um, uh, Someone, Aaron, is asking, do you believe in the Bible? Aaron is asking that question. Do you want to take that, or do you want me to take that first?
Um, yes, I do believe in the Bible, although it's been written from a human perspective. A lot of it, I meant it in a different way. Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
Yeah, I get the exact same thing, but JC's adding this, Aaron. He's saying it is important you understand that the small grains of truth that are resident within that human construct, which is a representation of great truths that were presented many thousands of years ago to humanity in different forms. But in this form, it is important that you use your reason and knowledge properly to correctly articulate the information that I presented in there, that was put in there on my behalf. I would recommend more that you go within and speak directly to your creator within you, for he will give you greater truth than any interpretive mechanism a man on this world might be able to do so. But you may find that truth within your own heart if you learn to listen with your heart and not with your thoughts. Do not interpret truth or the feelings of truth through the filter of your constructed mind in order to know that you know that truth of truth. You can find the truth in the Bible in small places and own those frequencies. Own those frequencies. I stress it's important that the feeling of truth is greater than the words that represent truth. Please understand this. The feelings of truth are greater than the words that represent truth. And when you can feel those feelings, you will know them because you will feel them in your body. Your body, your consciousness, your soul will react to truth with a sense of goodness, of joy, of bliss. You will always know truth if you are listening and feeling, not interpreting. So please, dear one, Aaron, remember these words, for the truth is within you.
Wow. Wow.
I love
Amen.
it. I love it. I love it. Uh, Melina is asking, do we learn to get in touch also with the beloveds that passed away? And yes, is the immediate thing. Absolutely. When you learn to open up your clairs in the 101 mediumship course, there's a process where we help you introduce you to understanding your primary clairs. The clairs are like clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance, the non-physical faculties of sense that allow you to articulate and hear and feel and sense different energy that's not physical. They always tell me when somebody leaves their body, the individual often is unconscious because most people don't develop their awareness beyond the body while they're in this physical dimension. They say to me that it's important you understand that if you are able to move your awareness outside of what you think is reality, you will tune into the awareness of those that are past. It is easy. They're not past. They are just in a different frequency of being. And your ability to retune your awareness to the frequency on which they're at will allow you to connect directly with them, no matter whom they are, on whatever level they may be. If you tune into the frequency at which they reside, much the same way as you can retune a radio to a different station, you can learn to retune your system internally to perceive those things that you call beloved ones on many dimensions. We hope that answers your question.
I also want to add on that. I mean, I connect with my mother. She passed away. So yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, I had my father come to me a few weeks back. I was sitting down with my wife, and I got this urge for a beer. I went, my God, I feel a craving for beer, and I don't drink, right? I'm going, where's this urge for a beer coming from? And it was my dad. When I asked, where's this urge for beer? It was my dad. My dad passed away a couple years ago, and he just said, I wanted to check in and know how you're doing. And he was really happy. But yes, you can tune into people on the frequency of that once you've learned how to get past this idea of life and death, because it's not death, it's a change in consciousness. When that body ceases to function, when this body ceases to function, there's a change in your consciousness that doesn't function at this frequency that we call the physical world. But we get into all this in the course, like you'll learn all this stuff, and it's all taught there. Once you understand it, you're free. You're free to tap into anybody. So I hope that answers your question, Melina. You're welcome, Adriana. Jesus says, much love, dear one. I will be with you in your heart. He says, you can feel me in here too. When you acknowledge my presence, you can feel me in here. Lori is asking for a message.
My dear Lori, you're on your path. Just keep going. Don't stop. You are such a profound, beautiful soul. And you're growing. You're growing. Don't stop. We love you. Yeah.
That's beautiful. I'm getting, you must keep moving forward to release yourself from the entanglements of your past fears. And you're almost through this now. Just a few more steps, and you will be as free as you know you are meant to be. I don't know what they mean by that, as free as you know you're meant to be, which implies that you obviously know what that is that you're seeking. Wow, that's really cool. Wow. Tatate is asking a question. I'm seeing gold sparks in my skin. What does it mean? Wow. Woo! I get that. They're just saying, woo! You're starting to see the light that is you, the golden light that is you. It is you bringing your light out through your body. You're starting to allow your light to shine out. Nicole would like a message, a guidance message for me, please.
I just hear love, love, love. Keep loving, keep loving. That's all I'm
Yeah,
getting here.
yeah, yes, I get that too. I totally get that too. Yeah, there's something else that I'm just trying to pinpoint it. Um, yeah, yeah, love. Uh, I, I get that it's to not just to express love, but to allow love. That's the other piece. To not just express it, but to allow it in you. Allow it to come into you. Allow love to come into you. Wow. Uh, wow. Okay. Here's a great question. Oh, wow. Um, what is epilepsy? Wow. I got all this chatter going on, just like crazy. They're excited about this. They're really excited you asked that question. Um, and they say epilepsy is the unregulated flow of emotional energy through the nervous system by that soul. It has endeavored to take on a lot of energy to utilize for a creative process in this physical dimension. But the energy has come in too fast and too hard, and they have not learned how to utilize that emotional energy properly. It overloads their biological nervous system, and the soul has not learned how to deal with that energy yet. There is training necessary and available for them should they pursue it. Uh, the name they give me first and foremost is to look up beings like Dr. Joe Dispenza, who from a medical perspective will allow anybody to properly comprehend the meaning and understanding of the biological processes involved in that process that you call epilepsy. But from our perspective, the willingness of the individual who struggles with epilepsy, if they are willing to allow themselves to experience the energy without fear and without judgment, and be willing to articulate that energy into an expression of their being, an expression of divine love, this condition that you call epilepsy will change as the form gets regulated by deliberate action of the soul upon the body. Um, wow, that's a mouthful. I would say to that also, when you get a chance, if you can review this, it's important you re-listen to that answer. If you get a chance, Adriana, to listen to this again, review that answer, because this happens a lot. Information will come through me. I can't retain it. It just goes through. So please, I hope that gives you some understanding of it and assists you. Um, Nicole says, thank you. Aaron, my dad has had a stroke 3 weeks ago, and he is in paralysis in the left side. How can I help him? That's a great question, Aaron. Do you want to see if you can bring anything through on that?
Okay. I just get like, change your lifestyle. It's lifestyle related, this stroke.
Yep.
He should change his lifestyle. That's what he should
Mm-hmm.
do. I think he's too much into the acidic foods. He
Mm-hmm.
must get much alkaline foods, juices, fruits, salads, this kind of stuff, and his body will balance. His
Mm-hmm.
body will balance out again.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful that you got that for the physical form, because I got on an emotional level, it's very important that he release this anger. They're saying he's got an anger that's deep seated, and they're saying deep seated in here. I don't know what that means to you, but deep seated on the back right lower part of the brain is where the anger is stored. The actual energy of anger is stored there that triggered the vein to go in the brain. They're saying it's important he learn how to release that anger. They're saying it's important you communicate to him the idea of releasing this anger, and also to understand, also that he must understand that that the release of this anger will transform it, and he must not allow himself to accumulate anger about the current condition, because the current condition can be altered effectively. But it is the release of anger, that which caused the condition in the physical response called a stroke. The release of that anger will allow that part of the body to correct. the willingness to continue releasing anger and bringing in a vibration of love will help him to rebuild that system in conjunction with the proper suggestions of lifestyle changes with regard to food, as has already been given to him. Yeah. Anything else? They're saying not at the time. Nothing else at this time. Those two aspects, if they're utilized effectively and deliberately, will create great change very quickly in this being. Wow.
Wow, indeed.
Well, anyway, this is, I understand, just, I'm going to say this to the people that are watching. I was a conventional life coach for many, many years, and I just was very 3D, and it's only been these last couple of years where I've realized, my God, most of my life I've actually been channeling and didn't even know I was bringing through higher wisdom and knowledge. And now I have full and free access to it just by listening. And I invite you to step forward in your life to open up your inner knowing, because every single one of us has this innate connection to every other being that's ever existed throughout time and space. And that the state of consciousness that we exist in determines what level of being we'll connect to. If you're in a state of fear, you'll connect to very different beings than you will in a state of love. And we're very big on cultivating higher frequencies of consciousness and energy so that you connect with beings at a higher level. You can connect with Buddha or Jesus, or you can connect with the Genghis Khans and the Hitlers if you're at that frequency. And it's important you understand that. It's not to be feared, it's to be understood that you can change your frequency at will just by, sometimes even just by breathing. And you'll learn all this in the course if any of you decide to join us, which we hope you will. It really is a life-changing program, and I can't stress it enough that even as one of the facilitators in the program, it continues to impact my life, and I continue to marvel at the transformation of the people that come into it that work as effectively in their purpose as we do in ours. We are a united family, humanity, and it's time we become conscious of that and make that a reality. You know, make it a reality. I think there we go. I think that's it for questions, Chico.
Yes.
Again, I want to say thank you, everybody, and especially you, Chico. I know because you're busy and you've been traveling, you probably need to get some rest.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming and sharing your heart and your spirit with us all. And everybody that came today, thank you so much. I'm so grateful you took the time to come and spend time with us and our guides and our angels. And I hope you can feel in your own space the presence of the divine teams that are with you right now, seeking to guide you and help you. They are with you. And you can learn to see them, and you can learn to feel them, you can learn to hear them. And what better guidance to have than somebody who's been around for tens of thousands of years, who knows what it's like to let go of fear, to cultivate love, to heal a civilization, to transform anything. And anyway, thank you again, everybody, for coming, and I'm going to wish you all much love, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. Chico, thank you so much for coming on, my brother.
Thank you too. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Much love. Bye, everybody.
Bye.